Good morning. Today, I'm going to share my analysis for next week, on my 8 favorite financial exchanges, on weekly and daily charts. Trend and directionality are bullish. During the week, the price has made a nice bullish movement, breaking the low volatility phase of the last few weeks. At the moment, the price has touched the high of the period. In case of a break, we could see a new bullish phase. During the next week, I will evaluate any bullish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price rebound on the daily EMA 20, followed by a nice candle able to break the daily level. Trend and directionality are bullish. Unlike AUDJPY, this exchange did not break the low volatility phase. The weekly candle is very small. Looking at the daily chart, it is clear that all the bullish movement was made on Friday. This may mean that during the next week, the price could follow AUDJPY's lead, and make a nice bullish move to attempt a new high. During the next week, I will evaluate any bullish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, followed by a nice bullish candle. Trend is bullish, while the direction is still uncertain. During the week, the price underwent an interesting fall, which led it to bounce off the median weekly level. The price then underwent a large retracement on Friday. On the daily chart, we can see that the daily EMA 100, the first retracement target, has been reached. The directionality continues to be uncertain, as this exchange is the only one that has made a decent bearish movement among the correlates. Furthermore, the first weekly median level has not been exceeded, and so, until proven otherwise, the bullish movement is still valid. During the next week, I will evaluate any signals in both directions. An interesting bullish pattern could be the price bounce on the daily EMA 100, followed by a nice bullish candle. An interesting bearish pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, followed by a nice bearish candle. I recommend to operate with caution, as always when the direction is uncertain. Both the trend and the directionality are bullish. Even in this week, the price has made an almost nil bullish movement, as there was also an attempt to bear it. At the moment, the price is close to the high for the period. However, on the daily chart there is the large bearish divergence that indicates how far the bullish movement has advanced. During the next week, I will evaluate any bullish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, or the daily EMA 20, followed by a nice bullish candle. Both the trend and the directionality are bullish. During the week, the price moved higher, making a very small movement. On the daily chart, we can see that the price has moved sideways, repeatedly cutting the daily level up and down. Despite this, for the moment, there are no clear signs that can suggest a reversal of directionality, which remains buy. During the next week, I will evaluate any bullish signals. An interesting pattern could be a candle able to break the high of the last few weeks. Trend and directionality are bearish. During the week, the price attempted a brief rise, then decided to start falling again. The final movement is an unconvinced bearish candle. On the daily chart, we can see the bullish divergence on the MACD oscillator, which has not yet given rise to a real retracement movement. For the time being, all signs indicate that directionality is bearish. During the next week, I will evaluate any bearish signals. An interesting pattern could be a candle able to break the low of the last week. Trend and directionality are bearish. During the week, the price underwent a significant retracement, which led it not only to break the sideways phase of the last few weeks, but also to break the low volatility phase. The movement done was 2 times larger than the average. The price was rejected from the median weekly level. On the daily chart, it can be seen that the bullish movement was preceded by a nice bullish divergence, not very different from that present on the USD-CAD exchange. The price reached the daily EMA 100, which was the first target for the retracement. Despite this bullish momentum, there is still no confirmation of the change of direction, which remains bearish. During the next week, I will evaluate any bearish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, or the daily EMA 100, followed by a nice bearish candle. I suggest you to operate with caution, as the price has undergone an interesting retracement. Trend and directionality are bearish. The price has made a neutral movement, trying a weak rally. On the daily chart, we can see that the price wants to attempt a new decline, which could generate yet another bullish divergence. As always, during the next week, I will evaluate any bearish signals only on the lower timeframes, while on the daily chart, I will not perform any operations. Thank you, and see the next week.